When you're multiplying monomials, there's some parts you have to recognize, okay? You're gonna have to use the product rule, which says, and I wrote that, and you need to add that to your notes. They must have the same base. Base is the letter. If they have the same base, then you add the exponent. So in this example here, we have x to the a power times x to the b power. What are the exponents? Which part is the exponent? No, that's the base. So let's do that. Underline the, to do that in different color. So underline the x, okay? And label that base. Okay, the x is your base. They're both x's, so they are the same. So what is your exponent? Yeah, so I'm going to draw an arrow just pointing to the A and to the B to make sure you know that those are the exponents. You need to know the different parts to do this correctly. The exponents, if they have the same the base, it's a P, sorry, you add. So to simplify this, this is equal to the base of x, you keep the x, and you would have to say A plus B. Okay? You would add the exponents. But they have to be the same base in order to do this rule. So you always check your base first. So like I look right here, this is an x, this is an x, they're the same. So I keep that x. But now what do I do with the exponents? Which numbers are the exponents? 2 and 3. So we're going to say 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 gives me a total of 2 plus 3. 5. So this is your final answer. Your final answer would be x to the 5th power. You need to fix those. You add the exponents when they have the same base. So we have a to the 9th and another a. Do you know what exponent that a has if you don't see it?
A 1.
A 1. Just like if we don't see a coefficient, you put a 1. So now we're just adding those exponents because they're both a's. So what would this answer be? A to the 10th power. Yes. Okay. If you need to see my work, I'll put it underneath. So the base, W and W, that is the same. So I keep the W. I add the exponents. I do 7 plus 4. So what is this final answer? W to the 11th power, yes. So just like with combining like terms, you have to check that they have the same letter. Now, when multiplying, okay, you're going to multiply the coefficient. Coefficient, that represents the number in front of variable or of letter. Okay, coefficients are your numbers in front. Then it's to simplify the variables with the product rule. The product rule is when you're going to add the exponents. Add the exponents. Okay, so I always tend to do coefficients first, number in front. Parentheses is showing multiplication, so is a dot right here showing multiplication. So what's our numbers in front?
3 and 4.
Yep, 3 and 4. So you're doing 4 times 3 first, okay? Then you look at your variables, and you took at your exponents, right? And what do we do to those variables and exponents? The variable's x, what do we do to the exponents? Yeah, add. So that's going to be 2 plus 5. Well, now we're going to simplify this. What is 4 times 3? 12. So this becomes 12, the number in front. And what is 2 plus 5? So that means x to the 7th power. That is our answer. Okay. So look at the number in front. That's the coefficient. That means we're doing 3 times 5 for the coefficients. Look at your base, your variable. That is x. And then look at the exponents. That is 6 plus 2. So what does this get simplified to?
15x8.
So the coefficient is the 15. The variable is x to the 8th power. All right, on 22, what numbers are you going to multiply together?
5.
Yep, 5 and 6. 5 times 6. And then what are we going to do with the variables? X is our variable. Because we're multiplying x squared times x to the 4th, what does that become? You have to do 2 plus 4, which is 6. So what does this simplify to? 30.
X. 15x.
Yep, to the 6th power. 30x to the 6th power. Now, if you have more than one letter, you have to add the exponents only to the same base. That means same letter. So, please kind of watch how I do number 23. I still do my coefficients, so that's -4 times 3, right? Then I go to the a. The a has a power of 3, and this a has a power of 2. So that now becomes a to the 5th power. Then I look at my b. My b doesn't have an exponent, but it's really an exponent of 1, and my b to the 5th. That becomes a total of b to the 6th power. So when I simplify this, I get a -12 as the coefficient, a to the 5th, b to the 6th. So on 24, the -7 and the -4 gets multiplied together. Then I go to my p, the next letter. We have p to the 9th and p to the 2nd. That becomes really 9 plus 2. P to the 9 plus 2 is to the 11th, right? Then I go to the next letter, which is the q. Q to the 3rd and q to the 6th is 3 plus 6. And then I go to the last letter, which is my r. This would be r to the 1st power plus r to the 4th. So when I simplify it, positive 28, p to the 11th, q to the 9th, r to the 5th. All right, try 25. Yeah. Okay, we should have 24 x to the 8th, y to the 11th. Now, if you have 3 terms being multiplied together, you still do your coefficient. So 2 times a -5 times 3. So you're still doing the coefficients first. 2 times a -5, then times 3. Then you go to your variable. When I look at my variable, I have 1 y there, so that's y to the 1st power, plus y to the 2nd power, so plus 2, or times y to the 2nd power, and then plus 3. I'm doing all the y's. So this gets simplified to 2 times 5 is a negative 10 times 3 makes that negative 30.
This is going to be negative 5 to the 6th power.
Yep. You add your exponents up. All right, on 27. The coefficient is just the 6. There's no number here, or the number is 1, but anything times 1 stays the same. So we just keep the 6. Start with your A's, guys. If I look at my A, right? Oh, forgot that negative sign. So this becomes a negative 6, sorry. Because this is a negative right here, so it's like a negative 1. A negative 1 times 6 is a negative 6. There's a negative sign right here. I didn't see it. All right, I'm on the A's. Okay. There's 1 here. There's 5, so 1 plus 5 plus 1. Okay, then I go to my B's. For my B, there's an exponent of 1, exponent of 1, exponent of 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is really just to the 3rd power, right? So when I simplify this, this becomes a negative 6a to the 7th power, b to the 3rd power.
So even though there's a space between A and B?
A space, what do you mean the space between A and B?
6a to the power of 5b.
Uh-huh.
There's like a space in there?
Yeah, there's a space only because this had an exponent here. You see it had a 5 right there. And so it's a subscript, and so it makes a little space between them.
So it's in space. So
Yeah, it's still, yeah, there's no operation that's happening between them. It's just when you put a subscript, it kind of shifts over so you can see the actual number. All right, so here, do we see we're going to multiply the negative 2 and the 3 together? So that gives us a negative 6. All right, then I look at my x's. We have x, x, and x squared. What would that be a total of? X times x times x squared.
it would be x8, y.
X what?
x8.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, not 8, x6.
Still too much.
4.
X4.
Oh,
There's 1.
I was looking at the wrong.
There's 1. So you're doing 1 plus 1 plus 2. If I don't see an exponent, it's always 1. So that's x to the 4th power.
X to the 4th and y to the 5th, right?
Yeah, y to the 5th.
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong question.
Because we have 1y, another 1y, and y to the 3rd. So it's 1 plus 1 plus 3. So this becomes a negative 6x to the 4th, y to the 5th. Now, only like bases, like letters can be added, the exponents can be added to. Numbers always can be multiplied together, right? So that's 42. Then I look at my m's. That would be m to the 3rd power. Because I have an m times m squared. That's a total of 3 m's. Then I go to my n's. This will be n to the 5th power. Because it's 1 n right here, plus that 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. And when you list them, guys, you do kind of an alphabetical order. M comes before n in the alphabet. So that's why you always start in the order that they give you. All right. So on 30, we see 8 and 10, right? That gets multiplied together. That's your 80. Now go to the letter. The next letter should be the C, right? Look at the exponents to your C's. Add them together. So that would be c to the what power? Yeah, fifth power. Then go to the next exponent. That's the d. Look at your exponents to d's, add them together. So this will be d to the what power? Yep, to the sixth power. And we're done. That is our answer. Okay. 31. Look at your numbers first. -4, -5. So that's going to give us a positive 20. Now, the next letter, alpha order, would be the R. R and R to the fourth. R times R to the fourth would be R to the fifth power. Yep. Then after R would be our S. S squared times S. S squared times S. The S's.
31.
Yeah, 31, sorry. Yeah, those will give you S to the third power, 3 S's. Because this is like 1 right here. If you don't see a number, guys, you just think of it as a 1. As the exponent of 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay. Sorry. All right. Now. Sorry. All right. For the mixed practice, okay, you're going to have to do the two monomials at a time. So you're still doing 2, like, because this is being multiplied together. So that's 2 times 4, which is 8. Then you go to the x, x to the 5th times x. Now it gives you x to the 6th power. And then we go to the y. Y squared times y to the 3rd is y to the 5th. So you have to multiplication first. Multiplying comes before addition. So same thing, I'm going to do the multiplication on this side. When I do that, it's like this is a 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Then I look at my x's. X to the 4th times x squared. What would that give me a total? Or a product of? X to the what? 6th power.
And then y to the 5th.
Then the y would be to the 5th power. Then all I have to do is, are these the same combination variable? Are those like terms? Yes, so now we add the coefficients. 8 plus 3 gives me a total of 11, x to the 6th, y to the 5th. Did I what?
You don't add them?
No, you only add when you multiply.
Oh.
So we added because we multiplied first. But then from there, we just add the coefficient. Okay? All right, so I want you to try to complete the remaining 6, okay? And we'll check those at the beginning of class, yes?
Oh, why'd you put y to the 5th power? Shouldn't it be y? Oh, wait, never mind.
All right.